Hello Antique and Garden Showcase friends, and welcome back to the channel. As I told you last week, it's been really rainy weather here, and I mean it's like almost every single day through the week. Luckily our weekends have been nice, so as you can see right now, hardly a cloud in the sky, beautiful sunshiny 70 degrees, just enough time to mow the yard, and then boom, rain again. So that's kind of been what's going on around here over the last several weeks. So today I managed to get a few things out. I got the yard mowed and I've got some planters and things ready to go, but I'm still a little hesitant of frost. But let's take a look around and see what's going on right now. So I pulled the wall planters out of storage. Now this is what I went to Warren's farm last week to get. I got the purple Proven Winners petunias, one for each end, and then I got the pineapple lantana for the middle. So I'm going to do the same type planters on the wall this year, and I have 4 of these going down, and the wind's decided to get up out here now. It's always something around. Look at this, look at the wind blowing right now. It's crazy. Out here, red ruffles, my typical caladium that I have there, is not coming out well. So I'm going to have to, no, it's burning heart. I think I'm going to have to replace it with red ruffles this year. So we're going to see how that turns out. They're under plant lights, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of good things come out of the caladiums this year. Some of the ones that I didn't think were going to do good are doing really well, and others that I've had that have been like the stars of the show around here are not performing. So there are going to be some changes to the caladium situation this year. Anyway, and that'll begin right there. But we do have a lot of pansies, and the daffodils out there, the oparis, are just finishing up. As you can see, there's probably not a lot of blooms left there. But if we take a little trip over here, the driveway island's kind of the same thing right now. Pansies are in bloom. There's a few random daffodils left, and there have been some really pretty ones in here this year. These little miniature white ones are really neat. Don't know what variety they are because I picked up the top 40 whenever I bought the collection from Color Blend, so this is top 40. I've got to do some work here. We had trouble with gophers. I've had a huge gopher influx this winter, and I'm working on the yard almost after every time I mow it to get it rid of those things. Little quickfire hydrangeas coming out. I didn't do a very good job of potting this out. I mean, I literally almost threw the roots on top of the ground and just stuck the thing in here. But this is that pink Gora that I had last year in a pot on the Hillside garden, and it's coming back, so I'm going to rescue it for another potted plant project and just pull it out of there and use it again. Sometimes things are resilient, but the Hillside is really pretty right now. The Hillside garden, it got attacked by gophers up here too. We've had to put down mole max and some other stuff to try to run them away, but the pink dogwood is really pretty this year. It's got some great big, really pretty blooms on it. And this weeping cherry is probably one of the oldest trees on the property, and it keeps breaking apart, but we keep it here because the roots of this help hold this hillside so well that we hate to see it leave. But it's a pretty ragged tree, but we keep hanging on to it. As you can see, it's got a lot of issues in there, and the center of it's almost rotten. It's got spots that are dying out, and we keep trimming back all the dead spots, and the new growth comes out, and then you still get these beautiful showers of cherry blossoms. So it lives on, but these huge roots down here are the reason we really keep it, because it helps retain this. This is really a deep hillside, as you can see here, and it's one of the things that keeps this hanging on. My uncle was one of these people who really loved the pink horse chestnuts, and this is a start of a pink horse chestnut we started from seed. We've got a really pretty one in the front yard, but I've got a second one started here, and trying to train it. I'm gonna have to do a little work and pull it back to the stake and keep it straight, but it's a nice looking specimen tree growing here right now. And you can see the backyard's emerald green right now. It's had its first treatment of fertilizer for the year. I use a Scott's Plus Halts crabgrass for my first treatment, and then I'll do a +2 treatment on there. I'll do another Halts. So I kind of alternate back and forth because we have a huge crabgrass problem here. We've got 2 dogwoods on this hill. The pink one here is doing really well blooming. The white one's lagging along a bit. It's still trying to come out, but our old white one down here is in full bloom. So it's kind of like same species of trees and just within feet of each other are doing weird things this year. And that even goes for red buds. We have a red bud in this corner that's been blooming for almost 2 weeks, and then another one down here that's just started blooming. So with just, you know, what, 20 feet of each other, different bloom cycles, which is really strange. But anyway, we'll go down there and take a look at the white dogwood. I've told the story of Uncle Charlie, the dog rock down here. That's just the name I gave to him as a child. My dad and I actually dug this rock up when we first moved into this house, and I wouldn't let him sledgehammer it. I said, it looks just like a dog, and it's got almost like an ear cut out and everything, so you can see the look of what we've always called Uncle Charlie. There's one of the red buds right there. That's the one that's not coming out so quick. But it is starting to bloom. And this white dogwood, my mom and I dug up together in a vacant lot in the subdivision. We saw this really pretty red foliage, and I said, well, that's just a little stick. Let's dig it up and see what it does. Well, it ended up being this beautiful dogwood that's been here for many, many years, and it keeps growing right on up. In this fence, we have some other things like disappearing lilies, some other daylilies and things down here. This red bud has been blooming for quite a while here. The kitchen garden will soon be ready to go. It's actually full of, well, there's garlic right here, and then it's full of poppies right now. All those are poppies that are going to have to be thinned out. That's those red and pink ones that we let bloom every year. But in order to get green beans and squash and other things in there, those will have to be really thinned down, and it makes them do better. On the outside, right now, the only thing that's really going crazy is this really pretty bleeding heart. So these are kind of a first sign of spring plant around here. Really resilient to the cold and come out pretty. My grandparents always had a bleeding heart, and it's kind of an homage to them to keep one here. The hydrangea here, this is an oak leaf, really pretty panicle oak leaf. It's grown quite a bit, but I like it to fill in that space. It's pretty fall purple color there. This is another hydrangea. It's not doing so well because it's under the canopy of this beast of a magnolia. And as I said before, this magnolia is soon going to be gone. We're working on trying to find somebody to take that out now. So, got more bleeding heart here, and then a giant Empress Woo here. I want to try to work in hostas and things. This is the east side, shady side of the house. So when we do take this tree out, we're going to do some other strange things here. Probably pull this around, fill out with dirt. We're not going to stump grind this tree. We're actually going to leave it here. We have an influx of water down through here, and it's almost going to be like a mini berm. Come around, take this out and down and away from the house, but fill in with some plantings and things on the side. So that's the plan. And it's now a few days later, and I had some other ideas for this video, but as the weather has its own ideas around here, I got a couple of yard mowings in between the rain showers, and that has been it. Of course, it's a beautiful, bright, sunny morning today, but I am actually headed out. We have an auction closing in the next 2 days, so that is tying up my time right now getting those items out the door. So hopefully we'll have some more nice weekends. I can get to some more projects. I'm sitting here on the front porch right now looking at boxwoods that really need to be trimmed. They have gotten so huge this year. They're overgrown, and I'm sitting here going, boy, I'd like to have a pair of clippers in my hand right now and shape those things up, but that's a project for another day. Anyway, I hope you have a good weekend, good week. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.